It's so crazy to think how fast time goes. I mean, it seems like it was just yesterday that Animal Crossing New Horizons just came out on the Switch. And whenever the game came out, it came out at just a perfect time whenever everything was closing down, schools were closing down, and people were stuck at home. And what better thing to do than play Animal Crossing New Horizons? And I remember whenever I booted up the game, just looking at the visuals right off the bat, it was gorgeous visuals. I mean, everything looked so pristine and so polished. Especially compared to New Leaf, which was a handheld game. And then just the immersive experience in the world. You had the rustling of the leaves in the wind, you had the leaves moving in the wind, and there were so many small details that made Animal Crossing New Horizons so great. And you could just really immerse yourself into that world and the experience. The game also had a lot of customization options that other Animal Crossing games didn't have. You know, you're able to customize pathways, you're able to customize landscapes and build the mountains, and you're able to build, you know, rivers and ponds and all these cool things. And that's something the past games didn't have, which was a really good feature they added to this game. Another great thing about New Horizons was they had the beautiful expansive aquarium and the museum exhibits. Like, I mean, whenever you walked into that aquarium for the first time, you gotta admit, you were just mind blown with how expansive it was. There were so many different exhibits to check out in there, and especially whenever you catch the fish and you see them in the aquarium, and it's just, you could sit in there forever just looking at it. So that was really cool. Another great part of Animal Crossing New Horizons was the online play. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that we played tons of Animal Crossing online, where I would have you guys to my island and I would go to your islands and check it out, and we would just kind of hang out. We would do all kinds of fun games like musical chairs, obstacle course races, scavenger hunts, hide and seek, fashion shows, and even Mario Party. There was a guy, shout out to AJ Plays, I think his YouTube channel is called Sonic Beyond now, but shout out to him for creating an actual Mario Party board in Animal Crossing, and we got to spin this wheel and it landed on a number, and we got to move that many spaces, and we had the blue spaces, the red spaces, we had mini games after every round, we had stars to buy, so it was a legit experience, and it was a lot of fun being able to do that with everyone, and I kind of miss doing that actually. But there was a lot of good parts to Animal Crossing New Horizons, but the thing that kind of makes Animal Crossing stale, and I stopped playing Animal Crossing after some time because, to be honest, I just got burnt out, you know? I think the biggest thing for me was these list of cons, and let me know what you guys think in the comments as well, but for me, there's not a whole lot of buildings compared to past Animal Crossing games. I know they kind of combined some of the features into the same building, like the Able Sisters, they put some shoes in there, so they got rid of the Kicks shop like they had in New Leaf because they have that in the Able Sisters shop now. But they have resident services, Able Sisters, Nook's Cranny, museum, the campsite, the airport, Phototopia. I think that's it for New Horizons. But in New Leaf, they had 12 buildings. They had the Club LOL, they had the Dream Suite, they had the Fortune Shop, the Gardening Store, a few others. But it just seemed like there was a lot more to do in the past Animal Crossing games. But one thing that they really missed out on in New Horizons is that they should have been able to expand the Nook store a little bit more like in New Leaf. I think in New Leaf you could expand Nook's Cranny up to like 4 times or something crazy like that. But in New Horizons, I think you can only expand it 2 or 3 times if I'm not mistaken. But that's something that I was kind of bummed out about. You know, I was looking forward to really expanding that shop and seeing the 2 or 3 stories like they had in New Leaf, where you could just buy tons of items. So that was kind of a missed opportunity there, and I'm not sure why they didn't allow you to expand the Nook store further than 2 or 3 times. I don't know why they decided to do that. Another thing too that kind of burned me out was you had to grind so much in this game to collect materials and to build things. And I know it's kind of a cool feature at first because you get to collect these items and you get to build stuff, and it is pretty innovative, but at the same time it just felt like such a chore for me to have to find all these different items and to craft, you know, and it kind of got old for me after a while. I don't know, maybe some people like that, but for me it just kind of wasn't my thing. But another thing too was in the earlier games, it was really fun because all you had to do was really just save bells, and you had to buy furniture at the store, or you just dug it up underground, or you completed villager missions. And it just seemed so much more simplistic in past games, and I guess that's why I liked it a little bit more. Now, this was the biggest thing for me in New Leaf that added such great replay value. Whenever you go to Tortimer Island, there's a few things that you could do. For one, you'd be able to go to the island, especially at sunset, I believe, and you'd be able to catch all these different kinds of bugs, and you'd be able to sell them for really, really high prices at the shop. And then you could use those bells for paying off your mortgage or for buying tons of items. And it just made it so easy to collect bells in the game. But also, the biggest part of Tortimer Island that made it so great was the amount of mini games that you could play there. So there was things like balloon hunt, bug catching, diving tours, fishing, gardening tours, fossil hunter tours, labyrinth tours. They had ore tours, hammer tours where you could bonk each other with a hammer, item matching, hide and seek, scavenger hunts. Like, that's a lot of variety for mini games. That's a lot of cool stuff to do. And there was different levels that you could do. So there was like an easy version, then more of like a medium version. And then depending on how you did on the games, you'd be able to get these rewards, and you'd be able to spend these, the rewards that you collected from the games on items at Tortimer Island. And so I think Tortimer Island just added so much replay value to New Horizons, especially even in New Leaf. Whenever they added the 3DS and I think it was the Wii U items, they allowed you to play Desert Island Escape and then Tetris, which that was really cool how they added that on there. I think it was called Welcome Amiibo. That was the update for the 3DS. But I would just love to see stuff like that added to the game, because if you're tired of playing Animal Crossing with the crafting and, you know, the buying the items from the shop, if you go to the island and play some mini games, then it kind of changes things up a little bit for you. So that's my thoughts on New Horizons. I'm kind of burnt out at the moment. Maybe some of you guys are, maybe some of you guys aren't, maybe you still play. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Animal Crossing New Horizons, and what do you want to see in the next Animal Crossing game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure to give the video a big fat thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.